I'm Tabetha McNeal, and this is The Next Step, an actor's journey to success. And today we have Jovan as my child. You know what? I'm going to let him say his own name, okay? Sir.
Hi, guys. I'm Giovanni Sean.
Giovanni Sean, yes.
And I'm so excited to be here. It's nothing but good vibes already, so I'm excited.
Oh, well, you know what, child? I'm going to let you introduce yourself because my words are twisted. Tell me about your life.
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
I'm born and raised. I grew up in the church.
Yeah.
I have 4 older sisters, raised by a single Black mother.
Come on.
I started singing first when I was like 6 years old. Mm-hmm. Then when I turned 10 years old, my mom put me into acting school. Then when I went to high school, I studied theater, just straight acting. But then like I did like the dance stuff and the singing stuff. Like I did all 3, but my major was just straight acting.
Right.
Then I went to college at Pace University for musical theater. And I graduated in 2019. And yeah, I've been working and
yes. Well, congratulations on graduating. That is an awesome accomplishment. So first question, when did you start wanting to be an actor? When did that kind of bug bite you in the neck?
So my mom always uses this story because I have 4 older sisters, but I was raised only with my oldest sister. Mm-hmm. And my mom used to tell me that when we would go to the Toys R Us, and she said as soon as my sister and I would go in there, I went to the singing Elmo, and my sister went to the basketball because my sister was a basketball player,
right?
All through college and everything like that, and that's when my mom knew. My mom just said like she felt like I was just born with it, you know, with just that wanting to do the arts. Mm-hmm. But it truly didn't click for me that I really wanted to pursue this as a career, like actually. And it wasn't until going into my senior year that summer of high school, when I did like this summer intensive program at NJPAC, which is this like performing arts program in New Jersey. And I did musical theater and I like played Tarzan, and it was like it finally clicked to me. Like I was like, wait, I'm good. Like I can actually do this, and I should go to college for musical theater because I want to do all 3. So I mean, throughout my whole life, yeah, I sung in church and like, yeah, I did little plays and stuff like that. But it wasn't until that summer when I was 17 years old that I was like, wow, like I actually want to go to college for this, like full on, and I know this is my dream.
That's awesome. That is so cool. So how was it like playing Tarzan? I know that had to be pretty awesome.
So it was my first like actual lead. Mm-hmm. And I was really scared because it was like higher than my range at that moment because I was still in puberty / trying to figure out what my range was exactly and how to navigate my own instrument.
Yeah.
As well as having to be athletic and doing cartwheels and backflips and jumping in the air. Yeah. And also having to be shirtless on stage. Like it was really, you know, it was weird because like I've always been someone that's like really like worried about my body type and how I look and everything like that. So it was like really weird, but it was also exciting because it let me step out of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. And actually allow me to embody a character that was nothing like me, but yet have similar qualities and characteristics, you know?
Yeah.
But it was honestly an amazing experience and stuff like that. We did that in Aida that summer. Oh. And I wanted to be Radames so badly, but it didn't happen. But I got to play Tarzan, so I was like, I still was a leading man. So it was like, you know, so yeah.
That's awesome. My next question for you is, congratulations on making your first Off-Broadway debut. I mean, that right there, whoo! Look, I would have fell out. Don't ever tell me I'm on Off-Broadway. I would be like, you know what? Don't talk to me. Put my shades on. So can you talk about how you got that part and how the experience was for you?
Yeah, so I think you actually followed me after my first off-Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
So I did The Secret Life of Bees for the last 2 weeks of its run. I
Oh,
was
wow.
yeah, so I and that was with like that was with Lynn Nottage,
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn, Saquon, Jalen Josie, who's like a great
Yes.
friend of mine now. Like so I was hired to be an understudy at like the last minute with my best friend Mika, who's in Hamilton now.
Yes.
And we got hired. It was very random because we have the same managers, and they were like, "Hey, like they're looking for you guys. They like are interested in you guys. They've seen your work. They like what you guys have done in auditions and stuff like that in the
Mm-hmm.
past. Can you guys? We just need you guys to come and sit in because they extended the show again." So I was like, okay, like they were like, we're not asking you to go on. Like if we have to, we'll figure it out. But like you're not guaranteed that you're gonna go on. But I was like, cute, a little great off Broadway credit, great, cool.
Yes.
So that happened, great experience and stuff. It was very fast, simple, cool. Then with this show, anything can happen in the theater. Basically, I had like I had just started working a second job at Rumble, which is this boxing fitness type of thing,
Yeah.
because I was like, I need more money because I was also working as a host. And I was like, I need more money and income because I'm just trying to like stack my money up. And then next thing you know, I get a call literally after one of my classes. I get a call like 8 o'clock from my manager being like, hey, Jovan, I couldn't even hear what he was saying because I was on the train and I was with my best friend, Gabby. And
Mm-hmm.
I was hearing him be like, hey, you have an audition. All I heard is you have an audition tomorrow at Pearl at 8 a.m. and it's off Broadway and Maury, Yeston. That's all I heard. That's
Mm-hmm.
all I heard. I didn't hear what it was for. I didn't hear that it was an immediate replacement. Like, come to find out it was for immediate replacement for this guy who I never remember his name, but he's a Tony nominee and he was nominated for his role in Motown on Broadway. He
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to do my role, but he ended up backing out because I think he had a film or a pilot that he ended up booking, so he couldn't do it. Um, so then I was like, okay, cool. I was like, what the heck? I didn't get the breakdown until like probably 10 o'clock at night from my manager.
Mm-hmm.
So now I live in New Jersey, so I have an hour commute. So not
Yeah.
only do I have an hour commute, I also have to wake up early in the morning to get ready, get dressed, warm my voice up, and also make the bus on time.
Mm-hmm.
So normally I'm waking up 3 hours earlier than what my actual audition is. So I woke up at like 5:30, I think, left my house at 7 and got to New York around then, you know. So I go in and I'm the first one too. I'm the very first one. Maury Yeston was in there, all of them was in there. What was great about this audition was I got to sing from my book. So which was great. It wasn't me having to sing from, you know how these certain shows they're like, hey, we need you to sing our material. It was like, hey, sing what you got from your book. And if
Yeah, you
we
got to
felt,
sing your
yeah,
range.
yes, exactly. I got
Mm-hmm.
to do what Jovan wanted.
Yes.
So I went in, I was the first one. I did my first song. And then I remember seeing Maury literally like throw his paper down, be like, I saw him throw it down, circle something, and that was it. And I was like, I don't know what this means. So then I was scared, but I was like, I don't know what this means. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So then after that, I did my second song. And then the casting director told me to wait outside. Now that whole hour, because they were casting that show with the last role within that hour, so they were seeing all the boys within an hour. So I stay there for the whole hour as all these other boys are coming in and out, in and out. And then he's like, I just need you to stay here. And I'm like, okay. And like, I'm not comprehending what this is, what is
Mm-hmm.
happening. So I'm like, okay. I'm also really tired and I'm also like low key sick. So I'm like, all right, I just want to go home. So after all the boys leave, like not another, only one other boy almost got kept, but then they sent him home. So, but every other boy like just came and left. So now I'm sitting here like I don't know what none of this means, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
then after that I'm the last one by myself. The casting director comes in and he's out. He's like, hey, the director of the show is also here. He wants to see you now. I'm like, all right, cool. Go inside, sing the same stuff again. And then after that, they like talked to me. They were like, "How old are you?" And how I just graduated from college, and like was just talking to me about like how I'm like how I'm so young, but like I have how talented I am, which was like a blessing to hear that come from a two-time Tony Award winner.
Yeah.
And also the director Gerald, he has a special Tony Award for like him doing his direction with this like off Broadway show that ran for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I go home, I get out the room, I call my manager. I'm like, I think I just booked this show. And he was like, I was like, yeah. I was like, I told him what happened. I was like, I think I just booked it. And he was like, all right. And I was like, well, do I start rehearsals today? Because I was like, what's going on? He was like, no. He was like, first I got to like negotiate your contract, blah, blah. You probably don't start rehearsals tomorrow. I was like, all right, cool. So I ended up calling out of my work because I was like, I don't feel good. So I went home, feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went home and I laid in my mama's bed because I didn't feel good really though.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like just really tired. And then literally an hour later, I get a call and I found out I booked the show and I start tomorrow. So I had to quit both jobs immediately. My Rumble job was very upset because I had told them, I was like, hey, this show ends in January. I can come back and go back to work. I have no problem with that. But they're like, no, you need to find coverage. And I'm like, how am I going to find coverage when I've only been here for a week? Like, I don't know nobody.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anybody. So how the hell that's going to work out? So that's how it happened. It happened literally so fast. And that was the same thing with Secret Life. Like, Secret Life happened just so spontaneously with, like, of course, doing the work in the past, but also them being like, hey, we need you now. Can you start tomorrow? That's it. So, yeah.
Look at that. Son.
Look at God. Look at God.
Like, woo. I know that call, like, call it to your boss. It's like, no, I can't come. I'm famous now.
And actually, not yet, girl. I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
But actually, my first day of my rehearsals for the Maury Yeston show, I had rehearsal literally from 10 to 6.
Ooh.
I literally had to, so right after that, and I learned most of the show in one day because everyone else had already had rehearsal within a week already. So I was just thrown in. After that, I literally had to go to my hosting job to finish my last shift. Man. So I went straight from there, straight downtown where I work at, and I had to do my last shift before I can like take my leave of absence.
Wow.
So God will humble you. That's all I'll say.
For sure.
He'll humble you.
For sure. So my next question for you is, how did the idea of a word from Jovan start? And why during this kind of period that we're in right now, why is it so important for BIPOC men and women to put out their own content?
Yeah, so I've always been the type that wanted to like create stuff and like connect with people. Like I love stuff like this, like what we're doing right now. I love just being able to connect with people on such a great vibration, and also being genuine and honest about who I am and where I'm at, as well as connecting with others. And I felt that during this time, I felt like, you had a lot of lives and stuff like that happening, and like a lot of little talk series and all this other stuff. But it was from people who were living, who were well off. Yeah. You know, it wasn't from people that look like me, that are literally back at home with their family, who are literally don't know what their next gig is going to be, doesn't know what's going on, you know? And it's not taken away from the people who have a platform that are well off, and and I'm not diminishing their struggles, but at the same token, it was just like, I can't connect to you in that same way, whereas people can connect to me and my story, and I'm still a 23-year-old Black boy who's still trying to figure out what's going on. And like, yes, I have been fortunate with the type of career that I've had thus far, but like, there's so much more that I want to do and will do. So I just felt like I had like this vision, and I was watching a sermon one day, and basically the pastor was just saying, like, if there's something that's been sent in your gut, you just need to do it. So, and his name is Pastor Michael Todd.
Oh, wait. Church. Yes. Come on.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, 1 second.
Yes.
1 second.
TC Nation. Yes. Come, look. Sponsor us.
I have not read it yet, though. I have not read it yet, but I will. I got to read Becoming First by Michelle Obama.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to start that first, though. But, so after he said that, I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to do this live, and I'm going to do a 8-week series of just getting, and that was another thing. I was like, I'm also been fortunate enough to have a circle of friends who are also working and / who are also not knowing when the heck our next paycheck is going to come, you know, that I can essentially have them use their tools and share with people, you know? So I started the word from Jovan, and then, it just blossomed into being such a beautiful thing, whereas like it was allowing people to connect with people and to just see like people that people look up to, essentially just be human beings like how you and I are, you know. At the end of the day, that's what we truly are. And it just felt like it was very stripped down and just you know, it was just genuine. It was a lot of work. I won't lie. Like it's you know, it's a lot of work, as you can tell with this, what you're doing with the
Oh,
next up.
yes.
And that's where the consistency comes into play. But I just feel like it's very important for us to create content more than ever right now, is because one, business wise, when it comes to where this industry is at right now, God knows when we'll be able to audition in person again.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, when you have a self tape or anything like that, when you submit this self tape, usually now it's not only going to the casting director, but it's going to the producers. It's going to the people all the way at the top. It's
Yeah.
going to the head BIC, head NIC. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to them,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So if they can't, if they're vibing with you off of your video, in order before they're able to be like, hey, I want that person, they're going to go to your social media. So if they can see what
100%.
your social media is about and who you are, it gives people a glimpse of who you are, you know? So that's one reason why I feel like it's very important for us to create content, not only with the things that you want to do, but just in general about putting yourself out there. And also, like, that's why I've been trying to do more with the fashion and modeling stuff more, because that's something that I want to touch upon as well and start doing as well, because I haven't taken that as seriously in the past, but I just feel like that's what God wants me to do now.
Yes, which by the way, you guys, this man is a model. Huh? A model. If you haven't
uh,
seen his pictures, woo, I was like, you've done so much for other people. Do it for me. Do it for me.
do it for me, God. I see
Please.
what you do. But yeah, I just feel like it's very important right now for us to just promote yourself and put yourself out there, especially as Black people.
Yes.
We have eyes on us. We really do, you know, and it's up to you how you want to capitalize on it. Because at the end of the day, it's about being smart, and either you can be left behind and help someone else's dreams come true, or you can make your own dreams come true.
Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Either you can help someone else's dreams come true,
Mm-hmm.
or you can step up and help your own dreams come true.
Whew, it's not even Sunday. Anyway, if you could be in any show right now, what would it be and why?
Oh, it's interesting because I've been in a season recently where as Broadway is just not my priority anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a show just as a replacement, unless if it's a show that I feel that is helping Black queer people and
Mm-hmm.
actually allowing us to have more representation and actually changing the game and moving it forward.
Yeah.
But the only show that if they called me and they wanted me to be in it, it would be Simba and the Lion King on Broadway.
I
And
can
the
see it.
reason why is
Mm-hmm.
because that was the first Broadway show I've ever saw when I
Yeah.
was, I think, 10 years old. It was my godmother took me to see it for my 10th birthday. And it was the first time that I saw people who looked like me doing acting, singing, and dancing.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a part of our history, although it's under Disney, but like, I feel like it's just, it transformed what Broadway is in the
Mm-hmm.
time that it came to Broadway, you know, and transformed what Broadway can be with the commercial aspect of theater. So that's really the only show that I would be kind of honorable mention would be Hamilton, because ever since it came to Disney Plus and like I saw it a few years back in LA, it reminded me of, I was like, wow, like this show is really good. I forgot how really good it was, you know,
Yeah.
and like I wouldn't be opposed to being in it one day. It's not a priority of mine, but definitely Simba.
Right. So, what is your priority right now? Are you into film, TV, voiceovers?
So I'm into in all first
Mm-hmm.
and foremost. Like I've learned to be very open and not make myself and to put myself in a box, essentially, you know.
Yeah.
And um, I'm at the place right now, whereas if it's something that won't allow me to produce great work, then I don't need to do it. And I
Mm-hmm.
had this conversation with my team recently where I was just talking to them and being like, hey, they were like, hey, certain shit that you send out to us, self tapes, can't be lackluster, period. It just can't. Because at the end of the day, like where we're at now, you're not going to be able to audition and they're not going to meet you until you get cast, period.
Yeah.
So you either got to bring it on the self tape or it ain't yours. And so after having that conversation, I had to realize that the importance of saying no to things that don't move me, and
Mm-hmm.
also the importance of giving my all, you know, and keep trying over and over again until I'm satisfied with what the work that I did.
Yeah.
So my priority right now is doing things that just make me feel good, and also that I feel is going to be part of a legacy versus 15 minutes of fame. You know, I want to make sure that I have a career that's longevity, that it's going to allow people to know who I am when I'm 80, even honestly, even 90, 100, God willing, but also even after I leave this earth. Like, I want to make sure that my priority is to make sure that I'm opening doors for other young Black people and future generations, you know, and even people of color, to see that representation and to see themselves within me, you know. So that's just my priority now, is just giving back and helping as much as I can, as well as my mental health, and being patient with myself, and also sometimes knowing like, hey, you can't be lazy. Like today, like I wanted to be so lazy before our interview, and like I was like laying in bed, and I was like, no, bitch, get up. I got up, fixed my bed, did what I had to do, and got dressed and watered my plant. And yeah, and you know, and I'm very interested in all film, television. That's definitely where I'm focusing on now, as well as now as with modeling and fashion. That's where you're gonna see a lot of my new stuff coming into play, with like just posting more content with like fashion and everything like that. But I'm learning, and I'm still figuring out ways to incorporate all of that into a word from Jovan again. But I'm not rushing to bring back a word from Jovan. Yeah, you know, but it's coming very soon, you know. So yeah.
That's great. That's so cool. So if you could cast a show, what would it be called, and which Broadway stars would you want in it, and why?
A show that's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm trying to think of what. I don't know. Wait. Well, it's actually it's this book called The Water Boy by Tana. I'm gonna say his name so long. Tana Nisi Coates. I'm saying his name so wrong, but he wrote another book before that, and they've both been best-selling authors. I've been saying I want to make that into a film or a Broadway show, but I'm not going to use that. But that's something I've been saying I want to do eventually. Actually, I've been saying that I wanted to bring back either Ragtime, and do it in a different way. And I would love to just cast new people, like new undiscovered talent who are stars. You know, like in the beginning, like I would love to put Mika as Sarah, and let people
she would kill.
I would love for people to meet Mika and finally meet her on Broadway as a lead. You know, like I don't want it to be like a Cynthia or Revo. As much as I would love to see Cynthia Sarah, I just think that this industry needs to start giving new up and coming talent a chance and stop recycling people. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. It's very, very frustrating. And I pray that when I'm in a position to turn down things, I'm turning down things because I want to give other people an opportunity, as well as because of where I'm at with my family and my marriage, whatever the case may be, my life, my personal life, that's why I'm turning down, but hopefully that they give it to someone else who is up and coming versus a star. I don't know, honestly, what show I would want to cast, either Ragtime or I would low-key love to see an all-Black Hamilton, like every single person. I would love to see an all-Black Hamilton with a Black female as Burr and a Black female as not George Washington. I can see that, but King George or King George. I would love to see a female King George. So if I could do that, if I can go into Telsey and be like, hey, let me switch it up for y'all. Let me cast these people. I would have like my friend Kayla Wilcoxon as Burrs. I would probably have Mika play Angelica. I would love to see her Eliza though, because I haven't seen her Eliza yet. But probably that. I don't know, girl. Maybe my own show one day. Maybe I'm writing my own show.
Oh, please do, because the fashion would be on point. I just know that for sure. Costumes.
We're taking that Tony home.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so we're winding down to the last two questions. And the first one of that is, what has been a saying you've been living by, and why is it so important to you?
I popped up in my head so fast. The saying is that something that my mom raised me on and instilled in my sisters and I is, if your mind can conceive it, then you can achieve it. I'll say it one more time. If your mind can conceive it, then you can achieve it. And that's something that my mom has instilled in me, whereas way before I like started like actually getting like attention and recognition for my like talents and my gifts. Because I honestly low-key was shitted on a lot in high school, that I couldn't sing, I couldn't do this, that, and third, by the very same people that are always commenting on my stuff today. That's all I'll say.
The shade, and look where you at now.
Amen. And my mom always instilled in me. My mom has been and always will be my number one cheerleader.
Yeah.
Always has, even when people are like, "Oh, your son ain't talented," this and that. My mom's like, "Yo, my baby is talented and gifted." Oh, yeah. And she just instilled in me, like, don't take no for an answer, and also go after what's yours. Because if you don't go after it, someone else will. And then one day when you see someone else doing what you want to do, you're going to be mad. Yeah. And you're going to be like, what the heck, you know? And you're going to have a lot of naysayers. You're going to have a lot of haters. You're going to have a lot of people that are not going to believe in your vision. But at the end of the day, if you know this is something that God has placed into your heart, go after it. Don't let anyone stop you from it. You know, at the end of the day, like, I want, when I leave this earth, which I hope is not for a long, 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 long time, I have to make sure I say stuff like that, you know, but be mindful, God. But I want to make sure that when I leave this earth, that like I was true to myself. I was authentic. I did what I wanted to do. I did the roles and the things, and everything that I manifested and prayed for came to reality. And it was because it started from a thought that God, my ancestors, placed into my heart, and that I know what my purpose is for here. So whenever I'm thinking about giving up, whenever I'm thinking about I'm losing hope or losing faith, I like that subconsciously is always in my head to be like, like you're so close. And I've come so far to simply give up, and that I can't give up. I have so many, my family has sacrificed so much for me to be where I am today. I've sacrificed so much, you know, my ancestors have, you know, so it's like, I can't give up, because if I give up, it's like me shitting on them, and I can't, and I won't, you know, no matter how hard it gets. And it gets hard. Like I've even recently been in the season of wanting to just give up, and like being like, maybe I should just go back to grad school for some practical crap, and just because I love security, especially financial security.
Same.
And this pandemic has taught me that a lot. So, but at the same token, I just know that God has placed me on this earth to do things and break barriers within this industry that I'm so excited to happen, that I know that I haven't even done yet, but I know it's going to happen, and I can't wait to actually live in that reality and like listen to this in the future and be like, yo, you claimed it, and God already, and you knew this what God had for you.
Oh yeah, I'm already waiting. I'm gonna like put this back up when you win a Tony. I'll be like, y'all, you know, I knew him before he got this Tony.
Girl, you're gonna be there with me.
Yeah. I always tell my friends, like, if you ever see me at the Tony Awards, find me at the food table, because that's where I will be at. That's where I feel like the lobster's at.
Honestly, you probably gonna be at the after party. Like,
I believe as soon as I get my Tony. There's no, hey, what's up, sis? I'm gone. Where is the food? Okay, I deserve this. So my last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
So I'll be 28, and by then, I know the world will know who I am. I'm so assured of that I know this will know the star that I am. I will be on everyone's television screens. I will be in movies. I will be on front covers of magazines. I will be on billboards. I will be, God willing, I will be claiming and receiving my awards to get that EGOT. I will be claiming and praying that I'm on my way. Whether it's nominations like Jeremy Pope, or actually like Cynthia Erivo, like actually winning these awards and knocking them out, you know. But I do know that I will be claiming that. I also see myself living in LA, settling down in LA, And I'll hopefully love to be engaged by then. I'm not dating anyone, but I would love to. I love love. Like I just, that's why I want to grind so hard in my 20s, because in my 30s I want to raise a family and be with my partner and just be able to, like kind of like how Beyonce do, pop out when she wants to and then still shut shit down and then be like, all right, I'm going home to my 11 children.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah. And I also, by then, I know that I will be having a scholarship for, I want to create a scholarship fund for Black kids to go to college for just for performing arts related as a major. I feel like there's not a lot of funding for that. I know before I got my full ride, I was struggling to like pay for my school, and like even when I was trying to find scholarships, and I had a lot of scholarships even before I got the full ride. And just the lack of performing arts scholarships disgusts me, honestly. Even now, and everything like that. So definitely I want to start my scholarship fund. Hopefully I'm engaged, being the international star that I am, winning my EGOTs, on my way to win them, nominations, whatever the case may be. And I also see myself being happy and at peace, and actually being present, being very present, and taking everything in that I've worked hard for, and actually being grateful for it, and sitting within it, and stacking my money up, and changing the damn game. And y'all gonna see me every other week on on the deadline, on what's it called, Playbill, Broadway.com, everywhere. Y'all gonna be like, damn, he's doing what now? Because I know I do that to certain celebrities. I'm like, what are you doing now? Damn. I'm like, wait, but but one day there's gonna be someone, a Black boy or girl, or there's gonna be someone who's gonna be sitting in my shoes, like, damn, Jovan, you doing this now too? And I'm like, baby, it's your turn coming, your time coming. So that's where I see myself at.
That is beautiful. So now we just have to rename yourself right now. Mr. EGOT winner, Jovan.
Hey,
okay?
A period.
And model. He's also going to be on America's Top Model.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be best friends with Naomi Campbell. It's going to be great.
It's going to happen. It's all going to happen.
Yes. So you guys, this is the next step. I am Tabetha McNeal. I am super blessed to be with my amazing guest, Jovan. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your light. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. And you are so talented. And I can't wait to see what is going to be next for you. Y'all better watch out for him, because he's going to be on all the movies. He's going to be in all the medias, all the social medias. Okay. Your grandma's going to hear about him. Your grandma's gonna hear about him. They're gonna be like, yeah, that man is still there. Yeah, he's gonna be like Cicely Tyson, 99, chilling.
Right, chilling with the next Tyler Perry.
Yes.
Chilling and taking care of me. Like,
yes, I love that. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for always supporting. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.